doing better. An improvement of after the first half. Why wasn't it sustainable? That moment after they got that the close and Rafa. Once that the goal happened, you decide to hold him a little more. What happened? It's difficult to maintain it because we were taking a lot of risks. We had a lot of situations. We couldn't finalize them. We came to the tie, and we had the euphoria to try to continue. Perhaps progressing on the field and generate that the last 20 minutes, and we create that the last 20 minutes we could have some other chance, and then they do 4-3, which was a very fortuitous play for them. A lot of we couldn't reject them. Bafa was going to go in at 3-2 to try to generate more pressure on the sides. Conyal on one side and without the other, but perhaps to find one-on-one and be able to come in. When we started going 3-3, we tried to take care of ourselves also. We had made a great effort. Unfortunately, we couldn't maintain it and ended up 4-3, and then the 5-3 just closed the game, finished the game.
Javier, para Camerino Podcast. Preguntarte por el triple cambio en el medio tiempo, mejoró el equipo inmediatamente.
Ask you for the three changes in the mid at halftime. Chelo had responsibility for one of the goals, and they improved. It was 2 goals in 6 minutes. Once you decide to change, to make the modifications, and not Alan in this case. Thank you. I'm repeating that there has nothing to do with the names. The responsibility is mine because of the bad planning that I did at halftime. No, it has nothing to do with names, and the responsible is me when you have to change the plan halfway through the game is because of the match is that clearly you thought something and something completely different happened. So it has nothing to do with the names. It was my vision of the match, and it was completely different. The change with Noah is because we needed a little bit more speed. We were playing with Busi and Gonza, and perhaps what we needed was a little bit more speed and fresh legs to help Busi in that task as a mid-center defender. At the end, it was a change for change, and perhaps it would have given us a little bit more control of the ball, more. It was 76 minutes, 70 minutes, and we saw that perhaps his legs were going to start getting heavy, and we did a change for that, just looking for a little bit more speed. That at the end was not reflected in what we were looking for. Hello, how are you doing? What do you think there was such a difference in the first half between one team and the other? And of course, obviously, if you can, what did you tell them at halftime so that they came out to try to tie and win the match? It was a question of, I don't think it was saying anything the first half. We found a goal at 10 minutes from a stopped ball. We had situations, we couldn't complete them. We had talked about the difficulty against a team like Chicago that in transitions it damages you a lot. They were very specific where they found us open in a lot of area to run at 2-1. We could not maintain it to be able to adjust at the halftime, and we ended up the first half with 2 goals difference, and in the halftime, I'm not coming in to say something here that I don't tell the players. Clearly, the error and the plan was mine. And I said, I'm sorry for not being able to help in that first half. It didn't have to do with the names. It had to do with the plan, the idea that I had come up with, and it hadn't worked. And trying to make a goal fast as possible, to adjust ourselves and to engage ourselves in the match. We knew that we were lacking depth. And I think like Jan and Baltazar came in well, being very important players in this, but clearly it's very difficult when the coach gives away that first half. Fede, next question. Javier, how are you doing? I want to ask, in less than a month there's the playoffs. The objective is for you to finish the season. What do you have to correct for the team? What do you have to strengthen to do those elimination games? Clearly, a defeat like today, it clearly shows that we have to see where are the negative points, which is normal. But as I repeat, clearly we have a lot of things to improve. I think that is very clear. First, I have to improve. I try to help my players from the first minute, I hope, to try to recover. We have 4 days till the next match, which is going to be very hard, with the hope and the expectation to be able to have victory, to be able to continue to go up in the standings so that we can finish as best as possible. And of course, it's clear that at the playoffs, the details in this kind of direct elimination count a lot every time, and we're going to try to adjust the best as possible to get there the best way possible and not repeat a night like tonight. Hello, Javier. Good evening. It's always difficult at this moment to come to conclusions. In general, what do you think this team, before the match, it was trying to get the finals or get as close to get the support? Now it seems a little bit more difficult, and you are not, you have a risk of not being the top four. In this irregularity, what is the team to compete for the title? We, at the end, we're going to face each match as it comes and to finish as best as possible in this classification in the next 3 matches. And then we're going to try to compete to win the championship. That is the reality. I think that the truth is, like you said, we have not been super regular throughout the season, but I believe that we've also had a lot of good periods during this season, and the team cannot be contradicted that they've competed. I've said many times already that really, but that we didn't manage to do it today. At this moment, we'll adjust to whatever we need to adjust, and I'll repeat, first me, above all, because I am the person responsible, and look forward. I don't believe that we are better than anybody, but we're also no worse than anybody. That is the reality. We have teams, and we have tools enough to compete against any rival in MLS. Good evening. You said very clearly that it is your defeat. There are some players that give their best, always that do it, and there are some players that perhaps they don't follow your plans correctly. Do you think that may have been in the capacity of some players or not? First of all, the player doesn't understand what the coach is saying, is responsibility of the coach, is the coach's responsibility that it's not giving clear instructions. We have to give them our ideas, and the players have to try to accomplish them. If I don't believe it, I don't see it the same way, but if you say the same thing, you see the same thing, the responsibility is always mine. And I have to face it, and there has to be no fear in saying it. I will attempt and continue to improve, to be able to tell the players in a better way what are the ideas, what are the plans that we have to try to avoid what happened today. Good night.